Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Hey, just to take off on, know Steve, watched him play, now here you come. If you think about how your life has evolved and to get to this moment now, can you put that in perspective, what it's like to be, son of a player and how that influenced you throughout the years, and if there's any pressure or just how you dealt with that?
There's never been any pressure, but it's definitely been an interesting subject for me and Pops, just because, like I said, I thought I was going to play basketball, and then it seemed like 8th grade, my dad had to be that guy to throw his kid in. He was like, Cam, you're going to go play football? And it was like, no, I'm going to play basketball, and he threw me in. That was a father-child relationship. He tells you what to do and you follow. Then I sort of found love for the game, and then I really poured my heart out into it. And luckily I'm able to follow in his footsteps and go to the league, which is amazing.
What's the best piece of advice you think he's given you through this process?
Always work hard, keep your head down, and keep pushing through struggles if you face any adversity. And that's what I'm going to be doing, I'm definitely going to keep doing what I do the best and keep working hard as I can.
Working with your father, how does that give you an advantage in learning the game and getting ready for the professional game in terms of reading offenses and what they're doing and watching film, etc.?
It's definitely helped a lot. As far as him giving me advice, he's always trying to give me advice on my swim move or my rep. As so many guys probably used it against him back in 1870. He's definitely given me all the techniques, which is up that I've needed, and he's always willing to give advice, so I'm happy to have him.
Can you just talk about your feeling about joining a team that just won the Super Bowl last season?
Who that? Definitely. It's definitely a great situation for me to be put in and have an amazing opportunity to go play for a team at such a high caliber, and I'm pretty happy about this. Sure, things that you don't expect happen, and it's amazing how the draft works. It's always a pleasant surprise. So I'm happy to be where I'm at.
It seems like you're real comfortable with the media. Has your dad helped you with that at all, like dealing with the media? But at the NFL level, it's obviously high.
I don't know if he helped me with that. I've just always been open. I've got nothing to hide here.
Cam, how badly do you want to start training with your new teammates?
Well, I'd love to be there as soon as I can, for sure. And I'm sort of biting at the bit right now. I'm ready to tear it up.
What's your view of this whole labor situation? And obviously, that's something you have no control over, so the timing is that you happen to come in the league while all this is going on. How have you processed that part of this business?
The way I look at it is football will resume eventually. Now, whether it's today, next week, or whenever the court is finally done with this whole process, all I can do is keep training. And so I'm going to be ready to go when the time comes.
Is it awkward because normally, you get your draft, you go to rookie camp, then you start training, and now it's kind of everything's unclear about what's going to happen. How do you deal with that? It's
definitely a little murky right now. And so all I can do is, like I said, is just keep training. When I go back to Cal and have contact with the team now, which is going to be pretty good. To figure out everything within the next couple of weeks. That's all I can really hope for.
Do you stress about the contract? That's something that all rookies go through, especially first-round picks. A lot of times those deals don't get done until later in the summer. But with this situation this year, it might be a whole lot more different than in the past. What are your thoughts about how that contract process will go?
I have no idea. Like I said, everything is a little murky right now, so all I can say is thanks, Dad. Because luckily I come from a pretty solid support system, anchored by my mother and my father, so I'll be okay. As far as everything else goes, like I said, all I can keep doing is work hard.
So you say thanks, Dad. He's gonna be footing the bill for everything.
So you understood that?
How much did you follow, or how much have you followed the labor dispute and court systems, things like that?
Not too closely. My dad is always trying to throw his advice in there, and I'm like, all right, well, it's starting to hurt my head, so I'd rather not deal with this. I thought it was solved. It's not. It's still okay. I'm just going to go bench press go to the 40s. I don't know. No, I mean, all I can really focus on is training. I mean, that's what I know for sure is going to be there tomorrow.
Talk about your journey from prospect to professional. How would you kind of characterize the journey that you've been through up to this point?
I mean, it's a pure blessing. From probably day one, you know, from not even wanting to be on the field to thinking I could, you know, possibly do it to actually starting for a collegiate team at a D1 level to being pretty good. And now here I am standing at this podium as a Saint.
What makes you different than all the other defensive ends in this draft?
I mean, other than my colorful personality. I mean, I feel like I have a pretty explosive step, and I'm definitely going to rely on, you know, my combination of size and speed.
What do you think about the city of New Orleans?
I've only been there once, and that was probably a couple weeks ago when they flew me out. So I know there's beignets and coffee there. I mean, I'm definitely interested in finding more French Quarters and, you know, all the tradition that it has.
You think back to the crisis that they had there a few years ago with Katrina.
Right.
What do you remember about what you thought as you watched that situation unfold? And if you thought about that now
Since yesterday?
Yeah.
As far as that goes, I'm definitely willing to help. I'm definitely, you know, going to definitely look into the situation because that was a devastating thing that happened. And so from there, all you can do is try and lend a hand.
This may be way down the line, but with your personality, you know, probably, and with your dad, you're always looking to the future. Are you going to be thinking about a career in broadcasting after you later in your life?
I don't know about that one, you know. Yeah, maybe, possibly, but as of today, I'm Cameron Jordan, football player, and that's what I'm happy about.
Have you talked to any of your teammates yet?
Other than Mark, that's the next guy. Yeah. No, not yet. I sort of had the night with the family, and then woke up this morning and saw you guys.
So you talk about Mark Ingram and both you guys getting a chance to go there. What's that kinship like as you start your career right now?
The few minutes I talked to him, it seemed like he's happy to be part of Who That Nation for sure, but he's already been training out there. And so, you know, he said to give me contacts to his trainer out there so I can sort of get acclimated to the little swamplands out there. Let's see, you know, it'll be pleasant to see what happens.
How excited are you to play with Greg Williams, defensive coordinator, Will Smith? I mean, you guys got a pretty formidable defensive front now,
Right.
you two up there. So, you know, how exciting is that for you?
I mean, I've always been part of a pretty good defensive line coming from Cal, so I'm definitely excited, to say the least.
Do you feel like when you see yourself on the new Madden game, like you're going to arrive, and how high should your rating be?
Hopefully it's higher than when I first came to college. I was like the worst D lineman ever made. NCAA. I was like the fattest, slowest slob out there. And so hopefully it's a little better than that. I would think I was like a rating, I don't even know, I was like in the 40s or 50s. It was pathetic. I was like, I suck already? I don't know, but so anywhere from that it'll be great. I mean, just to be on the game and, you know, have somebody play as me one day. It'd be awesome.
What is the NFLPA's connection between celebrating past, present, and future players? What does that kind of mean to you, especially given how much you learned from your father?
I mean, you gotta celebrate the past. If you don't celebrate the past, you never really appreciate what's happening now. And that's probably why you gotta pay homage to the old fellas. And you know, just like they look down to you now to keep the torch, you know, burning. You look on to them saying thank you for, you know, keep the torch alive.
You seem real comfortable. Like last night, you were at the NFL draft press conference. You turn your hat backwards right away. You seem like you just easily sliding into this whole NFL deal.
Yeah, you know, I turned the hat back just because I wanted you to see the face. You know, in the game of football, you got a mask covering it, so at any given chance, I'm trying to. I do have a fresh cut, you know. Yes, it is.
And I saw that your suit, your sport coat last night matched the Saints colors. Was that planned at all?
Not at all, but you know, it works. There's definitely, you know, I still had a little Cal gold in me, and I'm gonna keep that gold, I guess.
What's your itinerary for today? Are you going down to New Orleans today?
Not today, as far as I know. Possibly by, I think, Monday, I think. Pretty sure.
what do you know about the fan base down there? Like the incredible home crowd, which is a van for a defensive player, and even the Arena Football League, the Voodoo were selling out down there when they had that. It's just an incredible rabid fan base.
Right. Should be great. You know, I feel like I'm coming from the Bay, so I had a pretty solid support system there. I don't think I've ever been a part of something from the South. You know, South football is serious. You know, the fans go crazy, and it seems like in the Bay, you know, there's quite a lot of teams. And you know, there's just the Bay. There's what 5 or 6 different teams across 3 different sports. I mean, that's pretty amazing in itself. So to just be a part of something like the Who Dat is going to be amazing to me.
Have you talked to the team yet about what your role might be in your first year?
Not yet. You know, just because there's so many different positions I could play, there's so many different positions that have been discussed. I'm willing to do anything, so I'd like to see what happens now.
Ken, how do you and your father enjoy things outside football? What do you guys have any cool pastimes or hobbies? And also, how does your mom help you with football and just kind of preparing for this process?
My mom definitely helped toughen me up when I was a kid. With all the discrepancies we've had in the past between each other, you know, she's definitely a stern mother and believes in discipline, so I'm going to take the discipline part from her. As far as the laid back, relaxed, and availability just to be open, I'm going to take that from Pops. You know, he's definitely willing to sit down and talk to you, probably before I was born. You know, he probably sat down for a couple hours a day and was talking to me in the womb. Just as, you know, my dad is a great orator of sorts. And so from there, you know, I don't know if I can go wrong with what my parents have given me.